Welcome to Nepal.
Thank you.
So,
Happy to be here.
same here. Like, so tell us, like, how was your trip from India? How was your show last night in India?
Oh,
Tandav.
our show was great. He had a great show yesterday.
I played fantastically.
He played
Kai
so
liked the
well.
album.
We didn't even see him because it was so fast, you know?
No, I actually, what happened was that Khati missed his flight and we didn't know what to do. So we decided to play with playback, so we just played the album.
Sounded,
And,
sounded decent.
so we just played the guitar on the album and I sang on the album. Because the other choice that we had was to cancel the show. And this
No,
is,
that's not a choice.
Yeah, it's not a choice for us.
I was on the airplane imagining the drum parts. So what I
He was
was doing.
synchronized with us at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
He feels us. We have a
Exactly.
bond, you know?
We've been waiting for this tour for a long time, and we didn't want to disappoint the crowd. So we gave 100%, even without Khati.
I was sitting in the airplane just doing like this, and people
But
looked at me.
I must say that we felt that we missed a part. We didn't have him, and we really it wasn't complete.
Yeah, but nobody looks at him anyways.
Or listen to me.
Like, you guys have been, like, there was a saying that you guys were coming
You
Nepal
gotta,
from.
you gotta speak louder, man. Sorry.
Like there was like people were saying that like the organizers from Nepal were trying to bring you from a way long time.
Yeah.
Like even some of them tried and recently they even couldn't bring you guys and you guys recently came here. Like so how this all started like tour to Nepal.
Basically, I think about 6 years ago or more, and you have this official, what it's called, EU something.
Yeah, UMSN.
Right, UMSN, and they interviewed me. Who was the guy who interviewed me?
Vishal.
Cool guy.
Vishal.
Vishal, right. Vishal Both.
Yeah.
Right. Is he here?
He's
Yeah,
here.
he's there
I'm
somewhere.
gonna tell him. All right. So he interviewed me. He said there's a lot of fans. There are a lot of fans here in Nepal, and it was a great interview. And a few years after, guys started adding me on Facebook, and we started talking. Let's do Nepal. And it got me interested in doing East Asian tour. And we started talking to Abeg and Zivan, and we said, and you of course again, and we talked about doing. But every year it felt, we're supposed to do a tour last year, and then the earthquake hit Nepal, and then we said, okay, that will be a weird show, so let's wait a bit. And every time we came to do it, something else came up, but we wanted to do it nevertheless. So Abeg, he just came to me last time we offered. He said, "It's happening now. Let's fucking do it in May." And we said, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I just went around, booked a whole tour around this. And this is the reason. Nepal is the reason we came here to East Asia. That's the reason, because we feel you're like our brothers without meeting you ever, and it feels like home.
Like I just want to ask one thing that like you guys are from Israel and he's from France, and like how do you do your jamming and all the stuffs?
We jump without him, and he practices with the songs. Online, we have everything we need today. You don't have to be in the real time anymore. And we meet whenever we can, We tour a lot. We just played a few months ago in the Baltics. We did a Baltic tour. So whenever we tour, it's like a lot of practice for us. We've been playing this for 14 years, so a lot of the songs are just, comes natural to us. The newer songs, we do practice.
Like before I start with Viscera Trail, I just want to know you guys how you guys started your journey in metal music. I just want to. Like before you guys.
Metal music.
Yeah, how you guys started in metal music.
I heard a Metallica video clip on MTV. It was The Unforgiven 2. I used to pump up the volume for all the speakers in the house. That's it. It's history.
And what about you, Tawal?
I think that I always had the feel that I need that I like metal, but I didn't know what it was. So I was looking for something that it's with energy, and I think it was there's a movie called Pump Up the Volume, and the soundtrack in this movie is with a lot of punk rock bands, and so my first bands were Metallica and Rage Against the Machine, and from
Yeah, that was the
That-
first band he played in. And of course System of a Down.
Did some guest vocals.
What about you?
For me, it started when I was, I think, 6 or 7. It was a VH1 TV show back then in Israel. It was
You
aired-
won.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
6 or 7. And then I just saw it was Pantera. They played in Russia in '91.
Yeah.
With Metallica.
The Moscow, the Great Moscow
the
show.
Great Moscow show. And I just saw a bit like a cool image of Dan Bigdara. I had no idea who he was, what was the band. I just saw like a cool image of a guitar player shredding with the hair, and then I said, "Fuck yeah, I want to do it." And then, for me, it was more about the image at the beginning, but then I started to also listen first to Metallica. I started to play the guitar a bit, Metallica.
But the guitar was too hard for him.
So I moved to drums. Yeah.
So coming to Viscera Trail, before you started, you guys were before severely burst in 2002.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You guys, in 2003, you guys switched name to Viscera Trail. Can you tell us the story behind why switching name and
That's the first. I've never been asked that. Well, first, I'll tell you an older story. We started the band. I started the band when I was about 16 years old in 2001. It was Sign of Cain. Then I changed it in 2002 into Severely Bashed. That's true. We had a couple songs we were practicing. We were only a trio back then, and it fell apart. We couldn't do anything. And then and then at the summer of 2002, I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make a band happen. I'm gonna start everything all over, do it better, do it smarter." And I changed the name. I came up with the name Viscera Trail, and then I found 5. It was 4 members. Then it turned into 5 members. It was a whole different lineup. It was only me and 4 other guys. Severely Bashed.
The music was
Severely
also
Bashed.
shit.
Yeah, Severely Bashed had 2 songs. What is Eaten by Maggots, which was never released, and was Playing with Acid, which later formed into a newer. We still have Playing with Acid. We're playing it in our set. Not really, but it's one of our songs, and it changed. But that's the only remains of Severely Bashed. And then Viscera Trail just started with a whole new lineup, recorded in a demo. By the way, we're getting the first album out, re-released now on our label, Pathologically Explicit Recordings from Spain. And we're getting a lot of unreleased tracks from 2002 on it. And then, everything fell apart in 2003. The band disbanded. And the next summer, 2003, I was looking for members to form a real serious band, because no one was serious back then. There were a couple bands happening back then, but doing the same music. But I had an image to build the roots for brutal death metal in Israel, to make it like everyone know what it is, to make it known. And then I remember thinking about I should get the sickest vocalist I can think of. I need the sickest vocals I can think of. Where can I get that?
Pretty sick back then,
Yeah,
I had the flu and
Really serious illness.
Yeah, he said.
sneezing all day long.
He was the sickest in Israel, so.
Yeah, it was going around with the hands falling down. Yes. So we met when we were 16. We grew up in the same town, and I remember he kept doing these long, sick burps. Can you? Exactly. So we were hanging around as teenagers, and I remembered that, and I said that I think that's the sickest sound I can imagine for a vocalist. And I contacted him. I brought the old bassist, I brought a new drummer, and everything's history since then. The lineup changed, and in 2009 we
since
became.
2009 you guys are consistent? The lineup is consistent.
Yeah, except the bass player. We had a bass player for 9 years until 2013. He left in 2013, and we remained a trio since then. Works perfect for us. We're like 3 best friends.
We were searching for a while for a bass player, but
We decided to.
we had already a few festivals that we confirmed, and we played them without a bass player.
Extreme Fest, right?
And we felt and Death Feast.
Right.
In the East European.
Yeah, we had an Eastern European tour. We started working with a bassist. It didn't work, and we felt like maybe we should try a trio. And we said, okay, we're staying.
It was more. I think the main issue was more about the chemistry between the bands because you know, finding
Dynamics.
dynamic. Because finding a person who can play the bass parts, I mean, we can find it. We can find people who would be able to play it. But it was more about finding a person who would fit this, you know, group like of individual who
It's a
somehow
family.
works together and understand, and you know, the vibes and everything is just like as it should be. And like adding a new member is like interfere with the balance that we currently have
Of nature.
of nature. So
The equilibrium.
the equilibrium will be unbalanced. So, yeah.
So like you guys released your first demo Roadkill in 2002.
Yeah,
In 2005 an EP Pile of Dead.
it's true.
2009 Humiliation Ridden Evisceration and Threats of Torture in 2013.
True.
Like a few moments back when we were talking about that you guys will be working after the story in a new album.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that album as well? Upcoming
Yeah,
album.
actually, we started writing this album 8 years ago. It's called The Sound of Music, and we are all very busy people, you know, and this takes time. The music takes a lot of time to write. It's not simple music, and we try to bring something different. The new album contains a mixture of pure death metal with world music, and I mean like world music, like weird stuff. And it's a lot of hard work, and me and Hati are working very hard, as well as Shachaf, we keeping updated. And it's just, we have all the songs written, the album is finished, we're just practicing to get into the
We
studio.
just need to finalize everything, bring it to the studio.
Exactly.
We believe it will be happening this year.
That's actually, we were about to get into intense practicing.
But then the tour came.
Yeah, and then Abik said, no, you got to do it this year because he wants to leave to Europe, right? So we said, okay, for the final time, let's put the album aside and do this East Asian tour because, we wanted to play Nepal. That's actually the reason we delayed the album. When I come to think about it, for Nepal, because he said I want to bring you. Yeah, you guys. He said I want to bring you guys to Nepal before I leave, and I said okay. Let's work it. Let's make it happen this time before he leaves.
Actually said, let's work it, baby.
Let's work it, baby, one more time. And we're, as I said earlier, when we're back, we're gonna get into intense rehearsals and get it done.
Starting, warming up.
It's 10 new songs, two bonus tracks, 10 new songs, total new songs. We didn't have any new songs since 2013, so we can promise you the best we could, we could surprise you with.
Like Viscera Trail is known for the stage performance act as well, and it is one of the most renowned band in the grill death metal scene as well. Like, and you guys are consistently touring. And how hard it is for a band to tour, because you guys are having around 13 countries show, and how hard is for you guys to maintain your personal life as well as your musical life?
I think it's all about finding a balance somehow, because we all, of course, have, as you said, personal life. We have other things besides Viscera Trail, besides playing shows, or besides touring. It is just finding the right balance. So we still try to do it, but mix it with our personal life. So I don't know if it's how really to answer it. It's just like we don't agree to every offer. We don't jump on every opportunity. It's we're trying to meticulously, check the option, see if it fits to everyone.
And try to do as much as we can.
And somehow integrate it with our own lives. I mean,
moving to France, I think helped a lot.
Yeah, this is one of the decisions for me, leaving Israel and moving to France.
In Paris.
In Paris now.
And now I'm more available. So if there is any opportunity coming up, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
It's actually easier to book us for Europe because there's already one person living in Europe, and then the two of us either coming from Europe some way, because
always,
a lot of times I play with a different band, a German band, so I constantly tour with them also and play festivals or tours, and sometimes we just mix it together. So if I already in Europe and Shachaf is already in Europe, so it's just about Tomer having.
It's damn hot in here, isn't it? We're still thinking about it. That's our way of showing our love.
In Israel, I was a kindergarten teacher, and I was obliged to the job. You know, I couldn't fly whenever I want. So now I'm just working in private jobs, and
Twerking.
if I know in advance that
He's just working.
so if I know in advance, a few months in advance, that I'm gonna tour somewhere, I can say that I'm touring, and they say okay. And so I know that for the last at least like a year and a half from now, I'm free, and we can do as much as we can. So I think this is one of the busiest year that we ever had.
Yeah,
We
it's
have a lot of stuff.
and me, I have a business. So I just started my business last year. So that gave me the option to basically do what I love, you know, and that's touring. And whenever it, thank you, Shah. Whenever it fits the guys, you know, we do whatever we can. I'm always on search, you know, for
His radar is scanning.
I want to play everywhere. If it's on the map, I'll book it. And
If it's not on the map, we can create it
and then book it. So yeah, if wherever and whenever someone wants us to play, we'll do it. You know, we'll find the time that fits everyone. We'll do it. This year is correct. That's a very busy year for us. Hoping it'll be busier next year.
Hoping.
Hoping.
Wait.
And I think that we can say that playing live and doing this around the world every few months, it's something that
Burns in our bones.
it's like something that
passion.
it's our passion. So we have our daily lives, you know, simple lives, and then we get on the plane and we do like it's crazy. I'm in Nepal, you know, like it's crazy.
really
That three of us
unbelievable.
playing tonight.
I would like to note one memory that I have. We played Malta. It's this memory that I have kind of demonstrate the duality and mixture of
All right.
of what we are experiencing when we are like touring and what we have like on the daily life. So as you know, Shachaf is he used to work in the education system in
Kindergarten teacher.
kindergarten in Israel. And it was funny because we just played Malta. We played Malta Death Fest, run by the guys from Beheaded, so heads up to these guys. And we had a sick show, and actually one of the local girls who kind of escorted the bands and like, you know, helped me.
Not in that way.
No,
She's just
she
was
helped.
with us,
She helped with accommodation and everything. She was a burlesque dancer.
Yeah, it's you know what burlesque is?
And she went on stage, you know, like almost naked, just with her nipples and of course like underwear. And she had like she jumped during the show, and her nipples went on fire.
Yeah, she
like
had
really
firecrackers on her nipples.
firecrackers
Jumping.
while we were playing brutal death metal. And then on the way back to Israel, you know, like the day after, Shachaf had to like go to work and you know work with kids and their parents and like explaining them what the curriculum would be. And we were just like sitting in the airplane and Shachaf was like, dude, you realize that like yesterday I was on stage with a dancer naked with firecrackers on the nipples, and the next day I'm just going to explain to parents. So this is what we will do with your kids.
Apart from the music, what do you do? Besides music, what do you do?
I work actually in the online marketing industry. So I work in a company. My job title would be like an account manager. So I'm working with a lot of companies, a lot of brands promoting stuff online via social or just via normal web traffic, mobile traffic, SMSs, etc. Not that interesting, but
No, please.
please elaborate.
We can say
Please
that,
elaborate.
We can say that like any companies want to do marketing, you can take in.
Hire me. Yeah.
So guys, can you tell us? Okay, like I just want to know, like, can you tell us about the Israel metal scene, like metal scene in Israel? Can you tell us about that?
Who would like to take that?
Yeah.
Shachaf.
Well, the metal scene, there's a lot of waves. Now I live in Paris, so I don't really know what's happening in Israel. But I can
By
say
the way,
that
he lives in Paris.
I can say that.
Who lives in Paris?
Shachar.
You live in Paris?
Okay.
Like,
So the metal scene in Israel it's a small country. It's a small country, and we kind of combine. If there's a lot of gigs when you have a black metal band and a death metal band and a thrash band, it's all together because it's not enough. You know, you can't have too many.
I think maybe I will summarize it. Israel is a small country, hence metal is a small scene. It used to be, I would say, it used to be bigger in the sense that when we were teenagers, not a lot of bands from abroad came to Israel. It was mainly local people, local bands that played. And we used to have like big gigs in terms of like in conditions.
Everyone used to
in
come.
Israel, yeah.
If you
But-
listen to metal, you'd come.
yeah, but along the years, I don't know, things changed. More bands
YouTube.
started to come to Israel. More local promoters started, to bring and book bands
From abroad.
and also, of course, a lot of bands started to form in Israel. And in addition to that, you have all Facebook and YouTube, and you can just like simply watch, download albums, and etc. So when it comes to attendance at local shows, it shrunk a bit. So now people have a lot of choice. They can say, okay, I will go to this show, I will do that show. I won't come to this band that comes from abroad. I will, I already bought the ticket for this band.
They
So
became picky.
They became picky, and
But I think it's a worldwide situation.
yeah, but when it comes to the bottom line, I think less people come to shows. Shows used to be bigger.
We had a
back
few
in the days.
hundreds. I think we had like 600, 500, 400 people coming to a show.
A local
back
show.
then.
A
Like
local
when
show.
we were teenagers, so local shows. And
I
now,
think
That's,
I
that's
think
something you expect from a foreign band nowadays.
and now if you have 100 people, 150, you are really
A good example.
happy.
A good example would be Vader. They came in 2003 to Israel. I think it was sold out in Rishon, right?
900 people.
900 people, whatever, and they tried to book them, I don't know, last year or 2 years ago, and they basically canceled because not a lot of people just bought the ticket on pre-sales.
I think also.
You have a phone, by the way.
Oh, I could have answered. I wanted to answer that. I know a couple words in the police.
So let's continue.
Anyway,
Yeah. So I wanted to say that I think we have a lot of bands, a lot of musicians in Israel.
good bands,
great
good bands, good musicians.
But it's they were talking about the turnouts at shows. Yeah, that got lowered down a little, but the bands are awesome. Yeah, but there are a lot of bands forming all the time. I think very talented musicians are in Israel, and they're starting to, fly abroad.
I think it's also one of the incentives. One of the incentives of bands is just to try to reach out and come to
Outside,
Europe.
yeah.
Mainly to Europe, play festivals, get recognitions. So it's less about focusing on the local scene as it used to be. It's more about like facing.
But I think we took it a little more far, because we just see it like as an
Experience.
expedition,
Yeah.
experience. We want to travel everywhere with our music. We want to get to a place like Nepal, see people who are waiting to see us. We appreciate every person who comes to see us, because that's a place we've never been. Not just played, we've never been here. And seeing all the people who came to see us, that's fucking amazing. That gives us a great incentive to give the best show we can give. And I think everyone should, aim, as far as he can, to play outside of his country, to go abroad, to Asia, to the U.S. We did a U.S. tour, a 1-month U.S. tour last summer. It was great. And then we said, let's go to East, guys. So many fans out there. We're gonna have some parties.
If sometimes you have a few people in the crowd, sometimes we play in front of, 10 people, and we drive 6 hours in the van, even more. We play in front of 10 people, but we say, fuck it, these are 10 people who wanted to see us, and we will give 100%. And this is music, and you can't say, no, I'm not gonna do this tour because there's no people in the crowd. There's always people, and you need to expose yourself. You can't expect that stuff will happen.
We will play for the sound man.
Like, that's a true musician.
It's just passion, as he said. That's all. It's all it's about.
We just
But you
enjoy
know,
doing
the
it.
crowd never
Disappoints.
it never disappoints us. You know, there was always like a surprising turnout, and it's always like, let's give them the best. These guys came to see us so far away. You know,
You know, even if there's one guy, he chose that day to get out of the house,
The sound
pay a ticket, pay the ticket, and see us live. This is what we're there for, you know. So that's it.
you know what? Even if it's the bartender, we'll take it to
So, like, any best moment in your tour, like you guys are frequently touring, and any best moments?
Let's wait after the show, and I'll tell you the best moment.
Okay.
Hopefully.
But the best moment for us is being together. Really, we love each other.
Yeah.
Except me, shut up.
So what do you want to say to our Nepalese crowd? Apart from the crowds you'll be playing after some time, to other people who missed today so because of their work and all those stuff like that, what do you want to say to them? Any message to them?
We will come back, as we always do. You know, that's what we
I'll
love to
be
do.
back.
It's not a one-time thing. That's our pleasure. You know, that's our pleasure. So we'll be back. We're planning on doing an Indian tour maybe next year. This tour is a sampling tour. We're just doing shows we have 12 countries on this tour. We wanted to do as much as we can. It's a daily flight. You know, we fly every day. We're tired as fuck, but we want to do as much as we can.
We are tired as fuck. I would like to
Let's emphasize that.
Let's emphasize it.
No, we don't care though, and we want to see the reactions, and wherever people just go crazier, for sure we'll come back as soon as we can. You know.
And we'll be hoping to see you guys.
We heard a lot of good stuff about the Nepalese. Everyone says this is the shit. This is where it's at. You know, the Nepalese crowd. So hopefully we're gonna see that later tonight, sometime.
For sure, this time and even in future as well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Namaste.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.